our next speaker is Konrad HOLUBEK, and he's head of communication for Games Passport at MediaStay, and he's going to talk about how Games Passport can monetize through dedicated websites.
Exactly. Does this work now? Okay, cool. Okay, so thank you for joining this session. I'm going to talk about a different type of monetization model, which is monetizing your game on one dedicated website. So I'm going to talk about our experience in that field. All the games we have, we monetize them on a dedicated website. So I'm going to get into concrete examples on what these tools are, some facts and figures on the market, as well as on some of our games. Just to start off, Games Passport is part of MediaStay, which is a French company. We've been developing and publishing games, online casual games, for almost 12 years now. Like I said, all of our games are on one dedicated website. So actually, we have a network of casual games, which we have under the brand name Games Passport. Some more concrete figures about our company. We're 90 people based in Paris, in Lyon, in Brussels, San Francisco, and Sao Paulo. Last year, we generated 19 million euros of revenue, and we just secured last year a third round of financial round of 50 million euros. Before going into specifics, I wanted to talk a little bit about the general casual gaming market to understand what the trends are there. To make it more specific, I've divided the market into casual and social games and hardcore games. These can be online games or simply on a downloadable model or on a streaming model. Okay? And on this market, we have, of course, mobile games, console games, and PC and Mac games, with the different players that we know are on this market. Knowing that this segmentation is, of course, not as valid as it wasn't before, the different players are looking for new distribution channels and revenue streams. So mobiles are going social, consoles are going online, and so on. If you look a little bit on the value of this market, the biggest market in terms of value is console games, which should go down for the next 2-3 years to hit the 21 billion mark worldwide value. PC and Mac games should remain stable for the next years. If you look at online PC and Mac subscription-based games, should be a slight progression there on the total market and hitting the $6 billion mark in 2014. Free-to-play PC Mac games are going to experience a stronger increase from 6.3 to $10.7 billion. And the highest increases will be in social games and mobile games. Social games almost four times higher value than what it was in 2010, and mobile games up to $7 billion worldwide. What we are going to be focusing on today is online PC Mac games, social games, and mobile games. Let's take a look at it a little bit on how this market is subdivided in terms of value. Where does the value come from? If you look at online games, 53% of online games are free-to-play games. The tendency for the next couple of years will be an increasing tendency of free-to-play games hitting the 64% bar. In the social space, advertisement represents a very small portion. However, this portion will continue to increase in the next coming years and hitting 21% of the total value. If you look at mobile games have seen a very interesting change since the last 12 months, because in January of 2011, freemium represented, let's say, only 39%. 6 months later, it represented 65%. So you can see that freemium and advertisement is still and will continue to play a very important role in terms of value for the market for the couple of years to come. Now, if you look at in terms of quantity, so who are the players? What are the type of players playing? Look at online games. 95% of the players, in general, are free players. So they're never going to pay for playing. Click on the social games, it can go up to 97% of the players. Mobile games, it's even higher. It's 98% of the players are free players, never buying. So looking at this tendency in the market, freemium and advertising representing a big part. Most of the players are free players, not paying. The problematic is, of course, then, how do you monetize these players? How do you acquire them? And how do you retain them? So the strategy we've been doing, so I'm going to give an example of how we've been doing this now for almost 12 years, is that we take our game and we just simply and easily make a dedicated website out of it. Now the reason is twofold. There's two reasons why we do this. Why we think it's an interesting monetization model is that, first of all, for the player, we're creating a universe for the player. So he's going to start to play a game with a whole universe around it. So he's less distracted also with everything which is around. For example, typically a game portal. You'll see different games. He can be he can easily go to play to other games or go over to maybe even a competitor's site. So what we're doing is creating him a universe where we wish him to stay. The second reason is that having a dedicated website enables us to channel the player through the different advertisement tools that we will serve him. Let's go from the beginning to the end. How do we drive traffic? How do we acquire these players? How do we make these players come to our websites? Well, there are different sources for traffic. Let's look at the biggest ones that we use. The two biggest ones are actually affiliate networks and cross-promotion. Affiliate networks can be either specialized affiliate networks or general affiliate networks. They represent more or less 1/3 of the traffic generated, and the second third is represented by cross-promotion. Now, cross-promotion can be done differently. Either you can serve cross-promotion, you can make cross-promotion on advertisement banners you have inside the game, or as we do it also, you can make cross-promotion on a toolbar. We have a toolbar on top of the website where the player can scroll and see the other games in the network. Other sources of acquisitions are external partners, so direct partners, people that come in naturally to your website, of course, social networks, and search engines. So now that we've acquired the player, second problematic we are facing is how to make him register to play. Of course, acquire a player, make him come to your website is only one side of the problem. Now he has to register to become a member. So what we've seen is that the conversion rate is much more interesting when we have what we call mini recruitment site compared to if we make the player come directly to the home page. This difference can be up to 10 or 20 percentage points, knowing that from a recruitment side, maybe the conversion rate can go up to 50 or 60%. So this is a very interesting way of registering the player. Now, what is a mini recruitment site? A mini recruitment site is that if I, as a player, am, I don't know, maybe on Facebook, and I see an advertisement for a game called Diamond Squish, which is our game, I'll click on that banner, and instead of being redirected to our homepage, to the homepage, I'll be redirected to a simple page like this, where our objective as a company is to give him in one simple glance what he can expect. So what the game is, maybe the game type or gameplay, maybe offer him something additional if he registers. So in this case, for example, 3 free credits if you register today. And of course, the registration form has to be as simple as possible, knowing that you can actually already start monetizing him. Why not send him commercial emails after a while when he's registered? So think about maybe having at least some additional information like maybe some zip codes so that you can target specific emails for him, knowing that he lives in a specific region. Anyway, this registration form has to be as simple as possible. Sometimes the player, as we saw, can naturally come to your website. Make it as simple as possible here as well, even though there's other information, but make the most important information as big as possible and as simple as possible. Same goes from the registration form. A very important aspect is Facebook Connect. Statistically speaking, what we've realized is that you can have 3 to 4, even a 5% more conversion rate, so people actually registering, if you have Facebook Connect. So it's a very important aspect. As I said, in our case, as it's a network of websites, the members that are registering for one of the websites must automatically, there must be a technology behind there so that they can automatically play on the other games. So they don't have to register again. Okay, so when the toolbar is up there and he's clicking on another game, he can automatically play on one of your other games. So he doesn't have to register again. So we acquired a player, he's registered, now we have to make cash out of it, have to monetize him. What we are using is 3 types of monetization tools. So these are advertisements, so monetizing what we saw, those 95%, at least 95% of online players that don't pay, in-game purchases, and microtransactions, of course. I'm going to talk to you about 4 of our main advertisement tools we use. First tool is what we call a co-registration. It can also be called a co-registration wall. Imagine I'm a new internet user coming into our website, one of these games, for example, called Hungry Pandy, and I'm registering for the first time. Before I start playing, the first thing I'll see is a page like this, where I'll have the option to subscribe to 2, 3, or 4 newsletters. So these are newsletters. The interesting part with the co-registration here is that the player, once he's registered, he wants to start playing. He doesn't want to see an advertisement. So actually, this is not an advertisement. We're just asking him if he wants to receive later on an advertisement, later on a newsletter in his mailbox. So he's actually just clicking yes or no. He can directly start playing. So this is a very interesting monetization tool which can drive significant revenue per each registered user. If the player is already a registered player, so he's logging in for the first time of the day, what we will serve him is what we call a deal of the day. So it's an advertisement which is, of course, geo-targeted and targeted for the specific player that we, knowing the information we know thanks to the registration form we just talked about. When the player plays our games, what happens is that he earns points. These points, he can redeem them into gifts. We'll look at the retention programs later on. So as he can redeem these points into gifts, he will have to validate these points. So he's played, he's got a score, this score equals some points, and to validate these points, we're asking him to click on an advertisement banner. That's where also comes in, for example, cross-promotion. You can see here Hungry Panda is one of the other games in our network, so we can serve him cross-promotion or just promotion for some of the advertisement partners. A 4th way of monetizing through advertisement is offer walls. These new types of advertisement tools that appeared a couple of years back now, with a very simple concept, is that if I want to continue, if I'm on a freemium game and I want to continue playing, either by purchasing credits or purchasing kind of virtual items, instead of course, paying with my credit card, I can make an action with an advertisement partner. So for example, buy a book with Amazon, and Amazon will sponsor my credits. So these are the different advertisement tools that can be used on the website. Of course, the second type of type of monetization tools are, of course, in-game purchases, virtual goods, time, purchase time. To give you an example here, one of the games we have in the network is called Paf le Chien, which is a game where you have to kick the dog as far as you can. And to make him fly further or whatever, you can, of course, purchase some items so that you get a further distance for this dog. And of course, the third monetization tool are microtransactions, classical microtransaction. We're offering as much as possible microtransaction options, SMS Plus, direct payments, credit card, as much as you can offer, as localized as it can be, the better it is. So, how do you retain the players so that it doesn't go away, or at least that it continues playing our games in the network? Well, it's very simple. It's all about a great game. I'm going to give you an example of two games we have in our network. First one is called Doodle Grub. It's a mobile game originally, which had 9 million downloads. Just to give you a funny statistics, this is a game where you're playing a worm that is supposed to eat apples, avoiding any kind of enemies. So since it was created 2 years back, it has eaten billions of apples. Paf le Chien, that I just talked to you about, have had over 9 million unique players on its Facebook version. Like I said, you have to kick the dog to make him fly the longest distance possible. So since it was developed, it has been at least 300 billion times back and forth to the moon. So it's all about a great game. But then, of course, it's also all about the cash. The retention technique we use also is the possibility for the players to enter tournaments. The best player of the day, of the week or the month can have the opportunity either to win gifts or maybe cash. Depends what your strategy can be. And of course, we're giving out prizes. Okay? Like I said, when the player is playing our games, he can earn points, and these points he can redeem it into gifts. A final very important aspect, retention tool is emailing. Emailing can be, there's two types of emailing. Either it's newsletters, so just informing the player about, hey, you haven't played for a while, come and play today on your favorite game and we'll give you 2 credits, additional credits. Or, hey, we have a new game, this could be interesting for you. The second type of emailing can be, of course, just simply and easily reminding him, hey, yesterday when you played, you earned, I don't know, 5,000 points, great. Play again today and you'll have more opportunities to win prizes. Let me give you some facts and figures from our experience. I'm going to give you a concrete example with Diamond's Quest, which is a match 3 game we developed and that we monetize with these different models that we just talked about. In terms of number of players, after the first 15 months, we managed to recruit 1 million players for that game. Started with 200,000 after 6 months, and was up to 1 million after 15 months. These players were generating the first 6 months 20,000, 20K per month, and after 15 months, they were generating 100,000 K per month. Statistically speaking, who are the players playing these games? As you can traditionally see in all types of casual games, what we are seeing is that 65% of the players we have are women. They're usually between 45 and 55 years of age. The ones that go through microtransactions, so buying additional credits or virtual items, 75% of these people paying are also women. We can also take a look at which games are the most successful ones. Two types of statistics or ways of looking at it is in terms of average number of games played. What we are seeing is that most popular are mahjong games or different types of match 3 games. Then if we look at in terms of monthly active users, there are some quiz games and match 3 games. Just for information, these games here that have a high monthly active users are actually games that are based on licenses. So if you have a strong license, if you have a strong brand, it will always generate even more users per month. So that concludes our way of monetizing games. Hopefully this was interesting for you. I'm open for any kind of questions you may have on these tools and ways of monetizing. Any questions? You can also come and see me in the gold section in table 3 if you have any questions that you want to maybe ask in person. We're okay? Hope it was clear enough. That's why there's no questions. Okay. Thank you very much.